Hi there, my name is Sharon Gerber and I am excited to tell you about the cello today. I am one of the cellists with the Greenville Symphony Orchestra and I have been playing cello since I was 9 years old. I have been able to travel a lot with my cello, play a lot of different places, and my cello has become one of my very best friends. My cello even has a name. My cello's name is Murgatroyd. So my cello used to belong to my dad, and my dad named the cello Murgatroyd. So Murgatroyd and I are going to tell you a little bit about cello and show you some pretty cool things. Many people believe that the cello sounds the most like a human voice of any instrument. Let me show you how low the cello can play and how high the cello can play. We can play really low notes like this. That's the lowest note the cello plays. And we can play really high notes. And we can play magic notes called harmonics. So the cello has a very big range. Let me tell you a little bit about how the sound of the cello is produced. So I have this bow in my hand, kind of looks like a saber. This bow has hair strung across. This is hair taken from the tail of a horse. They just gave it a haircut. You didn't have to do anything mean to it. So this hair has tiny little teeth on it that grip the string and cause friction, and they cause the string to vibrate. And when the string vibrates, it causes the bridge of the cello to vibrate, and that causes the body of the cello to vibrate inside. So we have this whole mechanism of sound and this big box vibrating, and the sound comes out of these holes called the F holes. So that is a very brief overview of how the sound comes out. So here we go. I pull on the string makes the bridge vibrate, and the bridge makes the whole cello vibrate on the inside, and then out comes the sound out of the F holes. Pretty cool. So one thing about my strings on my cello, I have 4 strings. I have an A string that's higher, a little lower, a D string, and a G string, and a C string. Now the lower strings are thicker, and the higher strings are thinner. You'll also notice that cellos are pretty big. The bigger instruments generally will sound lower, and the violin, I have a violin here. So you can see the size difference between a cello and a violin. The violin has a much higher pitch than the cello. There are a lot of cool sounds that we can make with the cello. We can use the bow and pull across the string like you saw before. Use my bow. I can also do what's called pizzicato, where I pull the string and let go. Make a plucking sound, kind of like a guitar. I can also do something called tremolo. Kind of sounds like wind. I can touch the string lightly with my left hand instead of pressing all the way down. I can just touch the string lightly and play light notes like this that sound a little bit magical, a little bit ethereal. Those are called harmonics. What else can I do? I can play chords. Lots of notes together. That was 4 notes. I can also pluck chords. Sometimes if I'm feeling really adventuresome, I can tap on my cello. cajon going on, but I have to be careful. I don't like to tap my cello hard, but the cello could be almost like a drum. Another thing I can do with the cello is I can hit the string with the wood part of my bow. Hear how it sort of has sort of a percussive sound to it? That's called collegno. And it sounds really cool when a whole section of cellos are doing that together. Let's see. Probably the piece of music that I get asked to play most would be the prelude from Bach's Suite in G major. And probably some of you have heard this before. Let me show you what it sounds like. Probably my favorite things to play on the cello are things that I write or arrange. I really like to write my own music and arrange my own music, and I would probably have to say that those are my favorite things to play, and maybe I'll drop in a little demonstration right here for you to see. So I was asked to say something interesting about myself or something that makes me unique or special. And I would have to say something that definitely makes me unique is that I have 10 siblings. So I am the 10th of 11 kids. all of us played musical instruments. My parents were both musicians, and something very special is that my father taught me how to play the cello. So I was 9 years old when I started taking lessons with him, and this used to belong to him, this cello. It's 200 years old. You can see that it's very, very beautiful. The back has some beautiful flames on it. The sides, these are called the ribs of the cello. The scroll of the cello is very intricately carved. So the cello has been through a lot, but it is still extremely beautiful, and the sound is still beautiful. So I'm really, really grateful that I get to play a beautiful instrument, and that it's so special to me because my dad used to play it. I would encourage you to learn how to play an instrument because you will have so many opportunities to enjoy it and to share it with other people. Probably my very best memories from school are memories playing music with my friends in the orchestra. I made some of my best friends there. I would have to say too that one of the best things about getting to play an instrument is that you have a way to express the things that you're feeling. Sometimes things happen that make us sad, and sometimes things happen that make us happy, and we have a way that we can express that when we have an instrument to play. So it's something that I'm grateful that I've had throughout my life. I remember one time when I was in 7th grade, something happened that made me really sad. And I remember going to one of my lessons and telling my teacher, I'm too sad to play. Like, I don't think I can play cello because I'm so sad. And she looked at me and she said, actually, there's no better time to play cello than when you're sad. So I started playing my cello when I was sad, and that became my favorite thing to do. Then it became my favorite thing to do when I was happy, and then it became something that people wanted to hear. They like to hear music that comes from your heart. So it's not only a gift that you can give yourself, but it's a gift that you can give to other people. So I encourage you, pick an instrument that you find interesting or that sparks your curiosity, or an instrument that you just like the sound of, and learn how to play it. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of the day.